I am now unmuted. Hello, how's it going, everybody? I'm Ryan, back for my Streamiversary. Let's get something a little bit more hype, huh? Oh, let's actually just play my Pumped Up Jams playlist. That sounds good. Oh, hold on, though. Yo, DJ, what's up, man? There we are. How's it going, everybody? A whole year of streaming as an anime boy on the internet. I'm too big. Let's get a little less big. Sure, that seems good. Yo, big lad, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Yeah, so... I don't know, we're gonna call this Q&A? Yo, Thermologist, how's it going, man? Thanks! Yeah, so... Man, where to start? Just like, I mean, thanks just everybody for showing up. Thanks for hanging out, however much or little. Really glad to have everybody here. Yeah, doing good, doing well, doing solid. What must you do? Hydrate, thank you. Sit. So it's been a whole year. It's, like, a long time, a short time, I don't quite know. So for those that don't know, I had been streaming on another channel since like 2015. And once in a blue moon, I still use that one. Where I played more niche. Okay, so you know, like Crusader Kings 2 and like, well, Crusader Kings 3, EU4, Stellaris. Those are the games that I basically exclusively played on that channel. And after like 6 years of streaming, I felt like it was just kind of stagnant. Like it was just like there was no growth. There was nothing happening, kinda. And it's tough to kind of grow with that kind of niche sort of stuff. Like it felt there was probably some days, even like 6 years on, that maybe nobody even really showed up in chat. Yeah, that's right. A little secret. DJ, formerly DJ Cool Crusader, he is actually one of the more consistent viewers back on the other channel. Like some of my more consistent folks I told about this one. And some folks like DJ and also like Poop V, you've seen him around. He followed my other channel. And I just wanted to do something different, something interesting. And like, I think it was around summer 2020. I feel like VTubers really started to get big. And it's like, I figured, wow, these are cool. And I just figured, like, being a VTuber was like a fun thing to do. It would be a fun way of doing it. And it's also a fun community to kind of get involved with. It's just really great meeting people. And to a degree, maybe a better way to actually grow a stream. Like, it's more interesting to watch a VTuber than just see my face or see nothing. Like, not even have a webcam. And, I don't know, it's like, I've heard an argument that it's actually harder to grow as a VTuber, because there's probably a little bit of stigma. That, like, it's kind of weird that you're an anime on the internet. Like, I'm a little anime boy. Which, it's fine. If that's your sensibility, it's no problem with that. But, I don't know. I mean, I think it's been good. I'm glad that I have become a VTuber. And part of it is all the folks that I've met as well. Like Thermologist. Like, we're hoping to get... I'm so bad at planning things. I would love to get multiplayer Crusader Kings 3 going. I need to message people. Just get a bunch of folks together and just do shenanigans in the medieval era. And I have not listened to this song that much. Even Hackstuck, or however you're supposed to pronounce that S. Yeah, dude, seriously. Like, I've got a list of things to do. Like, I just deposited some checks yesterday that I've been putting off for like a month. I've got to fix my toilet. Like, 3 different things have broken in my toilet tank. And I need to go buy them. I've never bought anything from, like, a hardware store in my entire life. I just gotta do that, because, like, like, if you've ever looked inside of a toilet tank, these are the conversations we're having here on my Streamiversary. It's like, you know that bobber? But if you've never actually looked in a toilet tank, you never actually dealt with this, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But there's like a little bobber that indicates when your tank needs to be refilling. And it's like the water refills the tank, and then when there's enough, it pushes the bobber up. That thing, there was like a hissing noise. It wasn't like cycling water, but it, like, a little bit of that was broken. Oh, dude, like, even getting stuff planned with friends, like, that's so hard. Like, D&D as well. I'm hoping to get D&D going, but, like, I have to do a lot of planning before I really before I can get that campaign going. And just, like, with all things in life, you gotta find a slot to do it. Like, because I want to plan. I'm a planner. I don't like to be just... No, it's not possessed. It's just... I don't know if it's like a pressure thing. If my toilet was possessed, I'd have cleansed it months ago. Good song. Yeah, anyway, so it's like the bobber thing, I don't even know if that's the proper term, like, was kind of bent. And so I tried to, like, unbend it so I could screw it back onto the thing better, and then I ended up breaking it. And so that would basically make it so that my toilet would constantly refill and probably flood. So what I did is that I just had to turn off the water, and now I can't even use it. So I'm going to need to go buy another one, which will be fine. I also need to buy, like, the hook, the chain, and also, like, the stopper. Like, it's kind of, like, loops around a pipe. And I need to get a new one of those, because one of the things broke. It's, like, it's ridiculous. Everything in my toilet is being annihilated. I just need to go buy it and fix it. I don't think I need to get a plumber or anything. But it will, epic toilet music. Look up penis music on YouTube. So, yeah, that's life. There's just so much going on. So many little things of being an adult, you know? And, yeah, planning's hard. You know, I actually won a raffle for, like, a $50 scab back in, like, October. And I still, like, I've just been putting off, just, like, I don't know how to use scab. I'm so bad with art. Like, so many VTubers are so good with art and just, like, commissioning art that I just feel so weird asking people for that kind of stuff. And I've got money to do it, too. And that's, I mean, I'm not, there are things that are, man. It's like, I don't like spending money on things that I don't really have to, or are not, like, really inexpensive. I'm a frugal individual. And, so yeah, I mean, I'll message the girl that I won. It was lucky that maybe I'll message her. Hey, I know it's been like 9 months, but can we still do the scab thing? So I don't know what to ask. I don't know what to say. Maybe I should just like make me dress like Mario or something. I don't know. Me, but Mario, something like that. And if anybody has any questions just about streaming, being a VTuber, anything. Silly questions, serious questions, like things about me personally, I guess, without getting too personal. I'd be up for talking about that kind of stuff. I've never really done just chatting streams, other than when I'm eating. Yeah, I just kind of want to do this a little bit before we, actually get into the gameplay stuff. Like, I'm planning on... The first thing that I streamed back in the day, back a year ago, was Minecraft. And I played Minecraft yesterday. I'll probably play it, if not tomorrow, the day after. So I feel like there's not really... Well, I mean, I could. Maybe I'll go back to my... We'll see how it works. I may go back to my... What do you call it? My survival world. Just jamming out for right now. Dude, there's gonna be a compilation of basically all the NES, Super NES, and Sega Genesis Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games that is gonna be coming out, and I really want that. I've not played Turtles in Time in forever, and I love that game. I love it so much. It's an all-time favorite. And it's only been, like, there was a remake that came out on, like, the Xbox 360, PS3. It just it didn't capture it. Like, it was the same sort of thing, but it was not the same. I played it once and it was like, eh, whatever. And then, so yeah, I might go back to some Minecraft. But I have been playing Minecraft. I'm gonna be playing more Minecraft. I might have that one at the end in the evening. And then I've got Psychonauts. I downloaded that. I'd like to play a little bit of Psychonauts. I was debating whether I want to do like a quote-unquote speed run. But, meh. I kind of just want to chill and enjoy the environment, like listen to the dialogue. Like, that's the best part of Psychonauts, I'd say. It's got a lot of really good parts to it, but I love the environment. Like, Whispering Rock is just so immersive. But the game is really divided into two basically equal halves, gameplay-wise, like hour-wise. There's Whispering Rock in the day, and then there's, what's it called? The Thorny Asylum? What was it? What was the actual name? Yeah, just the Asylum. And they're very, very different feeling environments, and you can't go back to the first one after you've beaten it. I feel like they wanted to have, and what they should have done, and what they think they wanted to do, was they wanted to have the Asylum be like the latter, at least third, maybe even like fifth of the game. That they made the game so, it's so sad just how short of a period they had to have it be in. I think they wanted it to happen over the course of a week, or at least a couple days. And so I think that would have been better. Like, if they had the time and the money, they could have made Psychonauts and, like, have one day, like, have a day 1, a day 2, and then a day 3. Even if it is, like, day 1, night 1, day 2, night 2, day 3, night 3. That would have been great. Because I just love the environment of Whispering Rock. And if you're not careful, it could be over in the blink of an eye. Like, when I played that game as a kid... Oh, it's no problem, man. Thanks for dropping by. Have a good one. And just thanks for watching, like, today and just, like, throughout all of my streams. And thanks, dude. Yeah, have a good night. And have good work tomorrow. But yeah. So, um, yeah, it's like, there's so many things about Psychonauts that I know. I would love to talk to Tim Schafer and ask him if you had functionally infinite money and time to have made Psychonauts, the first one, what exactly would it have been? What would have been the levels? What would have been things that you had planned on including that is not in the game now? And I'm pretty sure he'd say more time at Whispering Rock, maybe a couple more levels, like going inside the minds of some of the campers. But yeah, and so when I rented the game as a kid, I didn't explore very well. And it's like, before I knew it, Dogen was brainless, and it's like, well, that's, in hindsight, like my favorite character, maybe besides Raz. And he's just gone, and he's got no more character for the rest of the game. And it's like, just such a shame. I don't think there's anything that really captures that same feel of the summer camp. Man. So what could have been, dude? It almost makes me wish that they would do a, like a reimagining of Psychonauts where they actually have all the stuff they wanted to put into it, but they didn't. Or couldn't. Like, I know, like, what they're actually releasing the cut content for Knights of the Old Republic 2 when that's coming out on the Switch, and that's good enough reason to get it right there. Or it's like the, yeah. Because that game is not finished when Knights of the Old Republic first came out, and it's like, man, you can really tell they're adding it as DLC. It's like, I need to get a Switch. How much do Switches cost these days? Alright, I'm looking that up right now. Like, if it's 250 bucks, I should maybe just go buy one. Nintendo Switch. Oh, Lord. I'm seeing $310 there at Walmart. That's on sale. I'm seeing a Switch Lite. Like, maybe I just get a Switch Lite. Do I really need a lot of memory? Alright, Nintendo Switch Family. Oh, the Switch Lite is dedicated to handheld play. I don't know if I want to do that. Like, that's like without the dock. Yeah, I think that is. No, I feel like that's good. That's good. Yeah, it doesn't even have the removable things. Alright, the dock. So there's the OLED model, and then there's the original. Built-in LAN cable still. Built-in LAN port. I think And, okay, the OLED one is a bit heavier. Slightly. The screen is a little larger as well. Got more storage. $300. I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of would like the larger screen, but at the same time, I'm mostly going to be playing on the television. Oh, hey. Yeah, he's saying it costs a lot. Sorry, I don't even know why I have the window open over there on that screen. I mean, like, $300, I could pay for it, but I don't know. Like I said, it's hard for me to buy things that are expensive. OLED is $50 more. I'm gonna look it up on, like... How's Amazon feeling? Nintendo Switch... $350, man. That reminds me back in the day when the Wii came out, it was only like $250. That was like a steal. That was the last time, like around the Switch and the 360, that I was really into getting a console. In college, I basically only played retro games and PC games because I didn't want to have to buy a new console. I didn't get an Xbox One, PS4, Wii U. All right. Yeah. How is eBay looking? I don't know if I want to show you guys. I don't like bringing up the browser that often. Like, let's look up Switch OLED. This one's going for just $284. Tablet only. Okay, that explains it. This one's going for $300. Items used and has been tested and graded as grade A. Do I want to risk the eBay? It's always kind of a gamble with eBay, you know? Here's one that's selling, like, right now for $300. Like, $15 shipping as well. Oh, this one's going for like $450. Oh, hold on a second. What are these games you got with that? Borderlands. Oh, what Zelda is that? I got another Skyrim. Got Mario Odyssey. This is honestly tempting. Got Witcher 3. Got Breath of the Wild. Got a case too. What I want to buy is $450 Switch. 0 bids. It ends in 46 minutes. Here comes Ronald. Oh no, it's Ronald. I mean, this is a good deal. Like 5 games for basically 150 bucks. Actually, no, just 100. If you count the Switch as being exactly the price, you know? It's so hard, because that is a good deal. But I don't want to pay it. Ah, dude. Rough. $450. I'm really considering this. Like, it's so hard to talk about, like... Money's weird, dude. Like, am I saving for anything? And what are the odds that I'm gonna buy it and then I don't play it for, like, how long? Like, I've bought some things. I bought games. I got a PS3 here that I bought years ago that I've not even touched. But, like, I bought the Jack and Daxter trilogy a couple days ago, like, off eBay for, like, 30 bucks, and it's like, it's kinda, it's sitting there. I haven't even unwrapped it out of the packaging. Man. 'Cause I don't plan on playing any of these games anytime soon. But it's a good deal. Maybe I can get them for cheaper if I get them late. No, I'm not gonna do it. Not buying it. Talk myself out of it. You know, this DALL-E mini thing. What is this? How does this thing work? Like, we've been seeing those posts all over the place, yeah? Like, those pictures that, like, are somehow able to compose weird, like, AI-generated images together. And they're all weird and uncanny. Do you want to play with some of those? Is that a fun thing to do? Let's try it. Let's see how this thing looks. Let's bring this over. Let's see, miscellaneous window. Let's go ahead and play around with this. See what we get. Any suggestions from the chat? What should we make? Let's go. What is this going to do? Let's see. Biases and limitations. While the capabilities of image generation models are impressive, they may also reinforce or exacerbate societal biases. While the extent and nature of the biases of the DALL-E mini model have yet to be fully documented. Given the fact that the model was trained on unfiltered data from the internet, it may generate images that contain stereotypes against minority groups. Oh lord. Oh, Betty White is a Sith Lord. Yeah, that's good. Better to analyze the nature and extent of these limitations is ongoing and will be documented in more detail in the DALL-E Mini model card. Alright. Let's try that. I don't know if it's case sensitive. Like, I don't know if case sensitivity matters here. Betty White, Sith Lord. Sure. Too much traffic. Heckin' memes. Yo, how's it going, dude? Oh, come on. I want to see Betty White Sith Lord. It's too popular. Alright, maybe we'll come back to this later. Concerned in, like, they're being memesters, or, like, legitimately concerned? Like, if it's an actual problem, maybe not talking about it on stream would be best. But, yeah, beat. Pretty hype song. Alright, so any, like, Q&A? Any questions as far as streaming goes? Maybe I have a quick Q&A here if anyone has any thoughts. Any thoughts on my thoughts? I'd be happy to chat about some stuff. I can only come up with so much nonsense to prattle on about. Not much crisp prattling around in my brain sometimes. They don't have to be good questions. I don't know. There's something to hopefully instigate conversation. I had trouble in Minecraft. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really privy to the situation. I probably wouldn't be the best to talk about it over Twitch. Like, if you have something specific you'd like help with, maybe you could just DM me. Because it's hard to see anyone's perspective when it's just talking through Twitch chat, you know? But led me to the design. That's a good question. So I guess part of it is, like, I thought about a number of different things. Like, for a time I considered being like the last Roman emperor, like Romulus Augustulus, being flung 1,000 years into like 1,500 years in the future. Like, just make sure they're not like joking or anything. Like, maybe it's not as serious for them as it might be for you. Alright, so I get, yeah, we can, maybe want to start streaming on Twitch. Start from the very beginning. So I guess take it really far back. I started watching Let's Plays in high school. You know, like, I'm gonna date myself here. It's 15-ish years ago. They weren't joking at all? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. If I can't really get a good grasp on the situation, I can't really say much about it. But yeah, I started watching video game stuff on the internet when I was in high school. First was like the Angry Video Game Nerd. I guess like the first time I got into video game culture, besides just friends that I would play games with and talk games about, like a broader culture. And then I started, like, I was playing Mario Galaxy one day, and I was kind of stuck on something, so I looked up, like, a guide on YouTube, and I found a Let's Player that I forget what his username was then, but eventually changed it to, like, Milk something. I don't know. He was, like, in college at the time, and then I think I tried to find him later in the future, couldn't really find him. And so I started watching Chugga Conroy's Let's Plays, and that kind of led to more Let's Plays. And then eventually in college, I was like, I want to do Let's Plays of my own. That could be fun. That's a fun way, might be a fun way to do it. And so I started doing Let's Plays back in like 2013, I want to say. I started playing, like, Civ 5, doing Let's Plays of that. You know, I think it was not too long after you could have, like, unlimited size of videos again, after they had a thing where they made it so you couldn't do more than, like, 11 minutes. And so I started streaming. No, it took a little bit to get to the stream. But yeah, 2013, 2014, into 2015. I was doing Let's Plays, some retro games, some, like, Civ 5 stuff. Yeah, he just does Let's Plays. He's probably one of the biggest Let's Players. He does mostly, like, Nintendo games. I think almost exclusively. He's, yeah, he's a solid guy. I don't want to say he's childish, but that's not entirely incorrect. He's very thorough. He really makes a production of everything. That he is comprehensive. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna play through the game, maybe do like 100%. No, this dude like researches everything. And it's part of the reason that I'm sure he's still very popular. Because, like, a lot of streamers, like his friends, Proton John and Nintendo Capri Sun, they mostly kind of focus on streaming now, I believe. I know John does. NCS maybe a little more equal. But Chugga really only does Let's Plays. He doesn't do streaming, as far as I can tell. Because he's all about making the thing. It's not showcasing the gameplay in the moment with, like, live stuff. Even though he does do live commentary, it's a lot of the editing. PewDiePie, Markiplier. Yeah, those guys are far more for the entertainment sort of stuff. Yeah, entirely. Where Chugga is... It's more of the old school mindset that you're kind of making a video guide. And he is very good at making the video guide, while also being entertaining. And he's good at talking about this stuff. Yeah, like starting around probably, I don't know, maybe 2012, maybe a bit later, you start getting more folks like Game Grumps and Markiplier, PewDiePie. that are more about the humor of it. Where Chugga is not a comedian by any means. You can, yeah. And so, yeah, from Chugga, that leads me down to Proton John, NCS, Patty, who formerly P called 444. He's still one of my favorite streamers now. Like, a lot of those guys really switch over to streaming because it's just better to interact with. And that's kind of where I come into, I was doing Let's Plays for a good while, and basically no one subscribed. Well, I mean, people subscribed, but got very few comments. And so doing Let's Plays to basically zero audience it just felt worthless. And so then I was like, hey, I'll start streaming it, because Proton John and Patty, some of my favorite Let's Players, are doing streaming, and they're fun to watch. It's more fun to interact. Like, the first time, and then, like, in 2015, I played Crusader Kings 2, I streamed it, and someone showed up. Someone talked in my chat, and it's like, wow, this is already better than basically the last 3 years of doing Let's Plays, where there is basically no feedback at all. And Smosh, yeah, dude. Smosh was like the first dudes that did YouTube, it feels like. They were old school. Like, I looked up Mortal Kombat theme, and you get their video, like, Power Rangers thing, when they were probably, like, juniors in high school. Something like that. I think they were a little bit older than me. Really dating myself. So yeah, I started doing I started doing streams in 2015 because I felt like it was just a fun way to stream. I like making a product, quote-unquote product. I like making that's why I'm so big on getting all my stuff onto YouTube, like pretty comprehensively, that I like having these things that I've made. Food battle. I don't know, I'm not familiar with that. Was that a Smosh thing? But so yeah, then after a couple years of playing like niche strategy games, that people do get popular streaming, but I certainly didn't. And I'm not even really looking for popular, I'm just looking for growth and to have something where after years, I didn't even, like in the past year, I am now at, that is Smosh. Like after a year, I've got 584 followers. After 6 years, I have like 800 something followers on my other channel. So in 1/6 of the time, I've gotten points. Is this even really pumped up jam? I would not say this is a pumped up jam. Hold on a second. Good song, but it ain't pumped up. No pump in here. So yeah, like growth has been bigger. That when you want to do a thing like this, there are certain standards you kind of want to make for yourself. Yeah, remove song, and we'll just shuffle again. There we go. This is a good one. Hold on a second. There we go. Yeah, there are certain standards that you want to have for yourself. You don't want it to be too high, because as much as you can just dream big, just go reach the stars, you can do something great with streaming. Chances are you won't. Like, a low bar, a very acceptable bar to have, is that you will grow. Or, like, that you will have more people that will show up, that you will reach thresholds. As little as numbers actually mean, there is a small amount. Only the highest standards. If I had the highest standards, I'd have quit months ago. That, like, at the very bottom, you could just have fun, which is absolutely fine. Like, if you don't ever want to grow at all, that's awesome. And if all you want to do is play video games and people incidentally show up and talk, then that's great. If you do absolutely nothing to grow and all you want to do is play a video game with slight input from someone occasionally, that's fine. I was meeting that threshold. Slightly above that is growth, I would say. And this is a reasonable one to have. I feel like most people at stream have this goal, and it's very achievable. I was not reaching that with the other one. I am reaching that here now. Either it's because of the diversity of the games that I play now. Also, you're not even seeing the right thing. Oops. Hold on, I disappeared. Okay. There we are. Okay, sorry. So, yeah. Growth is an acceptable threshold to have. That number gets bigger and you meet more people. Sometimes and people stick around. Sometimes people just fall off, and that happens. People have phases of what they're interested in. Sometimes someone will be into your stream for a long time. Sometimes it's short. Sometimes for basically as long as they can. Consistency helps, yeah. Diversity of games. Maybe some people show up or at least come to my stream initially because of the avatar, like being a VTuber. That helps. Sometimes, and sometimes it might be a turnoff for others. Outreach through Twitter. A lot of people are good at that. I have not been the best at that. Being a VTuber definitely helps with that. That there is actually a VTuber culture on Twitter. There isn't one for streaming broadly. People don't go on to Twitch on Twitter for streamers, where a lot of people do go on to Twitter just for VTubers, or only what else? What am I trying to say? That they go on to Twitch. Like Twitter is a good supplement to Twitch, where some people just enjoy the Twitter stuff that VTubers do, not as much for streamers. Okay, so anyway, on the tier of like acceptable on goals, above growth is probably like maybe make some money doing it. Not a huge amount, but I made that as well. Get a VTuber model. Do they have like a model debut stream or just like? That's an interesting thing about VTuber culture. Yeah, like a debut is something that comes out from. Alright, so VTubers. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. I kind of want to finish my other train of thought. But so basically, why I started streaming, it's a fun way to do it. Fair warning, if you do stream, it's different from playing it casually. It's part of it is part of streaming that I like is that I'm making something that it's also an incentive to finish it. Like I said, I've owned 10 Zelda games throughout my life, and I only beat a Zelda game for the first time like a month ago, because I get distracted doing other things. And so it's fun to actually beat games on stream. Okay, so yeah, make some money as kind of like maybe a side thing. Like a side hustle, one might say. Above that might be a little bit more unreasonable. Now we're getting into like, you really sure you're gonna be able to do that? Kind of levels of popularity? Is making it equivalent to like a part-time job. I would not suggest anyone get into streaming with this expectation. Above that is making it a full-time job. Absolutely don't get into streaming expecting that. Very few people can do that. And above that, get into streaming to make a lot of money. Don't ever do that. Never expect to stream and make a ton of cash. There are probably other rungs on the ladder of expectations, but those are the ones that come to mind right now. So yeah, streaming fun, making things through streaming fun, and just interacting with people while doing it is fun. Overall, it's just to stream, be fun, and then the VTuber thing was that I wanted to change. I wanted to have something a bit different. That I wanted to have a stream focused on growth. Yeah, exactly. Have fun, play games, meet folks, maybe even make friends. That's not an unreasonable thing. That it's not, like, so many people that I've watched have made, like, best friends through streaming. Yeah, exactly. Just have fun. Build a community is probably there around growth. Like somewhere maybe between, like, growth leads to community. I did not really have a community of sorts in my other channel. Yeah, exactly. I almost want to make a little document, like, saying, stream expectations. Set your sights low, kind of thing. Oh, and just to be totally transparent, as far as, like, a side thing goes, after 6 months of streaming, I made $100, which is nice. Like, thank you all just for supporting through like, subscribing and bits and stuff. $100 is a nice... Is that anything worth 6 months worth of work? Anything more than, oh wow, that was a nice thing? No. And I'm not expecting money from any of this. It's cool to do, but nah. Like, I made... Another little thing, like, I'm mowing the lawn for a friend of my mom, and she gave me a $200 check. I'm doing it twice a month for 6 months, and she's giving me $200. Just for reference, that's the value here. Alright, and so then getting into, yeah, I mean, that's a way of saying it, but there is also a lot more work in it than that. You could argue that part of it is because of the VTuber model. When people have donated and subscribed and given me bits, if I didn't have a VTuber model and just doing the exact same thing, probably not as much. And so, and how much the model and the rigging cost, it's not, it is not paid off, strictly financially. I want to be a VTuber partly for the community, which has been fun, just meeting people. It's a more interesting way to do it. And I feel like it has been better for growth. Though it's hard to empirically figure that out. And I think that's about all my thoughts on that. I hope I've covered it. And, alright, yeah. So kind of getting into the VTuber model debut whole thing. So, VTubers come out of, yes, it is eye-catching. It is more visually interesting. Like, this looks better than me IRL. Like, you see so many VTubers that these ladies are actually really attractive, like, real life. Kind of makes you wonder, I don't know. Like, there's a bit of a disconnect that's kind of nice to have, that you're not showing... There's kind of a fear of being known, that even if you're not a woman or really sensitive to that kind of stuff, it's weird to just be seen. And being active with chat, that helps. Talking to people. And that's easier when you have a smaller viewer base. Like, if you have one person in your chat talking and you don't say anything, will you choose not to say anything? That's just bad streaming. Like, what's the point of streaming if you're not gonna actually interact with chat? Alright, and so kind of the origin, to my understanding, of VTubers and the debut. So it comes out of idol culture, which is kind of a branch of J-pop. J-pop kind of coming out of Western pop. Like, it makes you think of, like, boy bands, you know, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. And then that kind of transfers over to Japan. Goes from the male to the female aspect of it. And the sort of personality that comes along with that. That these are not musicians in the way that, like... The Beatles were a bunch of dudes that played music, got together, and made a fantastic band and changed the world with their music. Changed culture. VTuber, like, NSYNC, pop groups like that are corporate constructs, and I'm not even saying this critically. These are not dudes that got together and meshed musically. These are things that were made by music companies that were like, alright, we're gonna get these guys together. They're really handsome. These girls are really cute. Maybe they can really sing, or just gonna auto-tune them. That's more of an American thing, I think. And they're all gonna have their own little flair. They're all gonna have their own little personality that people can write teen magazines about, write articles about them. And so you get into them that way. They may be totally constructed, like they may be entirely fictional personas for these girls or guys. And they're distant. They might not even be their real names. And so they are... Okay, trying to reconvene my brain. And so they have performances. And they have the music. And that people get really into. And then that is kind of transferred over to... How do we... Maybe what... Like, Hatsune Miku is probably a good bridge. That she is entirely fictional. Like, even the singing is... It's a Vocaloid. I'm getting into it. I'm kind of getting into the history of it. I'm just kind of going over the culture of it. So, yeah, Hatsune Miku, totally digital, and then it's like, hey, what if we made, like, a more interactive version of her? Like, have a real person that we have play our character. And then you get into, like... And then the rest is history, basically. You get into, like, Hololive, that have these folks that they are talent. They are not actual personal folks that do this. Do the streaming, which is already kind of taken off in the West, at least. And then, and this is where it kind of comes together with the whole debut thing. The debut, I think, was like, because it's a whole product that's being made, you're debuting these personalities, and it's a big deal. It's built up. Hey, it's this new person you can watch and consume. The divide for plus streamers, as some people sometimes say, like webcam streamers or just non-VTubers, you just kind of start. That's how I did it back when I started streaming in 2015. I love this song. You just start. And a lot of streamers, a lot of VTubers, indie VTubers that have based themselves off of more corporate VTubers start streaming and then don't really take it as seriously, or there's some change, or maybe absolutely no change after the debut. It's a weird thing that independent individuals are... Yeah, it's for lore, and there are some VTubers that don't even do lore. I'm just kind of someone that streams. That just uses an avatar. And so the culture of it is that it's a debut, it's a big fancy thing. Or you just kind of do it. Like, some people start streaming in order to build up to a debut. so that they actually have something that's fancy for the debut. And that people actually show up, as opposed to if you just start streaming like out of the blue for a debut, very few people are going to show up, and that might be discouraging. You want to have something fancy for it. So you stream in advance and build up a following in advance to do it. And I mean, if they, a lot of people re-debut after there's been some kind of big change, like maybe a model. Like a model change. I think I'd do that. Oh, we already listened to this song, didn't we? Yeah. I already listened to this one too, I think. Like, I think I would do a re-debut if I were to get a new model with new rigging and stuff. And I may change around the quote-unquote lore a bit more. So, there is sort of a soft expectation that you will have a debut. Debut. I'm changing out my pronunciation of it every time. There's a soft expectation, I feel, in the way that it's like, hey, this is the thing that VTubers do. Because there is the culture that VTubers come from, that this is what all VTubers do. But then if it's independent, you don't really do the same sort of thing. Because you don't have all the backing, you don't have all the publicity, you don't have all the art that you get as an indie VTuber. Like, normal streamers don't do debuts. They just stream. And that's... I knew that I just wanted to start streaming and that I might as well just do a debut because I just want to start. And I don't want to build up to a debut. Yeah, she kind of does. Like, I remember... It almost felt like the more larger proportion one was very short-lived until she got the new one. New one having way more detail and more to the proportions of the older one, like the skinny kind of girl, or petite. But and then she's got her like VR one. So basically, what I would say is just do it however you like. You can have a debut whenever you want. If you want it to just be explaining lore. If you want to have people that are certain to be there in advance, wait a bit longer. You don't need to do one at all if you don't feel like. I'd argue that a VTuber is just anyone that uses some kind of avatar as their face for streaming. It can be a PNG that has little to no animation. It could be a PNG, period. As long as you have something that is an avatar that you have on stream, that I would say you're a VTuber. Holiday variants would be very good, I think. But then that kind of comes down to the money thing. Yeah, seasonal. Like having a Halloween one, a Christmas one, maybe a broader winter one. Those would be cool. I don't get stuck like my turkey VTuber. Yeah, I mean, you do it however you like. Like, it's interesting to have sort of a juxtaposition. I mean, and it's also if you're comfortable being flirtatious and people flirting with you. And if you want to have like a quote-unquote persona of any kind. Like corporate VTubers, it's impossible to unless it is strictly scripted everything, you are not always in character. Like, your character always has to be informed by yourself. And there's some kind of divide between yourself and the persona. It all depends on how much you want to do. There's very little for me. It's like basic lore, and that's really about it that makes it different from me. Yeah, playing game. That's something you get used to as you stream. Yeah, I mean, if you're not comfortable, I feel like a lot of people go into being a VTuber with expectations that, oh yeah, I'm gonna be this certain persona, and this is what I'm going to be all the time, and then they realize that's really hard and basically impossible, so they basically just stream as themselves with an avatar. I'd say that's the experience of almost everyone that has that kind of expectation going into it. That kind of charisma? If you have that sort of energy, that's possible. Like, when you're streaming, you're on. Like, you flip a switch, and what is on when that switch is on varies from person to person. Whether that's just, alright, I'm in a talkative mood. I am an entertainer. I am a performer. I am one of those. Neither of those. Either of those. It's an energy drain when you're on, one way or another. Some people have bigger tanks. Some people have smaller ones. Like, if you're introverted, you probably got a smaller one. Then there's, like, Iron Mouse, who streamed for, like, a month straight, literally, with only having to cut stream probably for necessary, like, technical things. So does that answer the question, or are there any aspects of it that I didn't touch on? Yeah, and that's another thing, that maybe that can be a thing of yours, that you don't... you could do a whole thing where you don't ever stream by yourself, like you only ever do collabs, whether that's with friends in person or with friends online. And you can kind of just do most of your video game stuff off stream. That's not a bad way of doing it. Yeah, how long people can stream. Definitely sleep, because if you don't sleep, you'll die. I think there was actually an instance of someone doing a 24-hour stream on Twitch and dying, and actually dying. So technically, again, I think it's against TOS to not sleep. Alright, real quick, I'm actually gonna open some blinds real quick. I'm gonna disappear. Be back in a second. Yeah, I mean, there's an energy that you have when you're around people that you don't really... You kind of have to have more energy when you're talking to someone. If no one's there, there's kind of no point in talking. At that point, it's just Let's Play mode and hope that someone watches the VOD. I'm invisible. I'm a psychic that has psychic powers that can turn invisible. And that's another thing about my VTuber I'll get back to in a second. That I kind of switched off. Hold on. Man, talking so much, like, it is... Like, I have not talked this much, even during streaming, in a long time. I am back. So, why I went with my design. Let's actually zoom out a little bit here. Oh, no, wrong thing. Damn it. That's me, okay. I'm dancing to the Tetris. Oh, whoops, hold on. Let's actually not do it that way. Alright, here is me. It's a simple design. Yeah, it's good to just keep talking. Expect someone to be there that you don't, that is... Yeah, expect... You are playing for an audience, even if you don't know it. Alright, here is me. Very simple design. I wanted to go with something kind of casual. I didn't really want to be anything super flashy. Like, I wanted something relaxed. I feel like that's kind of more my personality. That I don't want to have anything that's just, like, over the top. And maybe, actually, part of the difficulty is probably that I... Hold on one second. Yeah, I'll just talk as much as you can. Don't feel like you have to constantly be speaking, but talk. Just talk. When you have something to talk about it. What comes to your mind? Bring it out. So I had a number of ideas for when I wanted to become a VTuber and what I wanted my design to be. Like I said earlier, my one thought was that I would be like the last Roman emperor thrown through time. But I felt like I didn't want to be like, oh, back in my whenever. I don't know. It's not I felt like that was kind of niche. Like, to be the last Roman emperor felt kind of... I do like the idea, really thinking about it. I wouldn't mind, actually, if I had a ton of money, having, like, an alternate outfit where I'm dressed like a Roman emperor in, like, a very Hades-looking style. I think that would be really cool. As always, later. There's always, like, this is my alternate persona. That's kind of one of the fun things about being a VTuber, is that you can maybe sometimes have a stream that's, like, themed, where I'm playing as a different character, kinda, you know? It's like when, like, Gura, like, she has, like, an evil side. She's, like, a bad Gura. Or she's kind of red instead. Hydrate, thank you. I've been drinking a lot, trust me. So I decided to go with being a psychic, because the games that I loved that felt really close to me growing up were Earthbound and Psychonauts. These were games that no one really knew about when I was a kid. These were my games. No one else that I knew played Earthbound. Nobody else that I knew played Psychonauts. So these were like mine. When I played Smash Brothers and Ness was one of the playable characters, you know, the main character from Earthbound, that was, like, mind-blowing. That was crazy. Like, they put Ness in Earthbound. How'd they do that? They put Ness from Earthbound in Smash Brothers. It's like, whoa! Crazy! And then the problem with that, like, yeah, both Ness and, you know, Raz, these games are about psychics. The difficulty with being a psychic, my boy Ness. Quiet. PK fire! Oh, my throat. Meh. I'm talking a lot. Wow. The problem with a psychic is that there's, unlike a Roman emperor or like a cat girl or like, I don't know, a wizard, there's no, like, what does a psychic look like? You can't really answer that. Even if you go with certain stereotypes, like some kind of, like, crystal ball fortune teller sort of thing. A bald guy in a wheelchair, exactly. It could literally be anything. Yeah, exactly. I just got, you're talking about Professor X. There you go. Like, even just Professor X, Jean Grey, they're totally two different looking people. Like, they're just folks. Jean Grey doesn't even get a cool X-Men name, like Cyclops or Wolverine. Yeah, I say I have telekinesis. Yeah, I do, totally, all the time. That's how I mean, I don't actually play much with, what do you call it? Like, props, but I could. That's why I have the ability to become invisible. Whoa, where'd I go? I didn't go anywhere. You just can't see me, because I'm a psychic that can turn invisible. Just a happy coincidence that I could just do that, you know? I've got another idea that I may play around with, but that may come about when maybe for a re-debut. I may change around a few things. Yeah, the difficulty was that I have no idea what a psychic should look like, and so I kind of went with like, alright, this is kind of chill. This is my style IRL, basically. Like, loose-fitting blue jeans, gym shoes, t-shirt, but with the design on it, and like a military jacket. This is kind of how I live IRL. And it feels nice and relaxed. Particle effects floating around like these stars when I'm happy. You see them? When I'm sad, I got blue ones that fall from the sky. When I'm angry, they flash red. When I'm romantic, I don't really use this one quite as much. You know, they're flashing in purple. And this one I'm disgusted. You can't really see them as well because of the green screen, but they are green. You can't see them at all, can you? These are purple when I'm scared. You know, I dump a couple of these. Like, it's kind of redundant and really not that necessary. And so, yeah, I want to be a psychic. And then when I came from the star thing, it's like, I want to be a monster hunter. But what does a monster hunter look like? Not, like, anything. Like, kind of a happy coincidence is that my style kind of looks like... Kinda is basically the same look of, like, the, what are they called? Who are they? A detective look? You know, I'm kind of detective-y. You know, gotta figure out all of the, gotta solve the mysteries and the crimes that the monsters are committing, you know? The quote-unquote monsters. Could be anybody. Anybody with supernatural powers. Yeah, Silver the Hedgehog just kind of floating around. Yes, Super Saiyan. That's from the Chaos Emeralds. So yeah, I want to be a monster hunter. So like, what goes with a hunter? And I thought, like, the constellation Orion, the myth of like Orion is a hunter. Yeah, hair floating around. Yeah, that's we're working on it. I'm in the very early processes of maybe making another model. And we're working on design stuff. And part of the difficulty with starting it is that I feel like my design is quite bland. Like, there isn't really much detail to it. I'm really just a guy. I would love to have at least more visually interesting things. Like, maybe floating aspects. Like, floating air and stuff. That's more passive, that could just kind of be around, would be good. Yeah, more glowing, that would be really good. Like, maybe if I have a thing where I can, like, put my one hand to my, like, temple and my other forward, and there's, like, an energy. Maybe my eyes change color, hair change in color. Like, yeah, I think that would all be really good stuff. I should probably take notes on that kind of those kinds of things. A Ghibli character, hair thing when they're happy. I'm not actually familiar. I've never watched the entirety of a Studio Ghibli film. But yeah, so hunter, psychic, stars. Yeah, stars. So that's why I got stars floating around me. And then I had the idea. Now this is getting into like lore that really isn't visual. I think we already listened to this song. Alright, get more water.
Well, look for yourself. It's made in Japan. One of the most annoying
Alright.
games I've ever played.
So yeah, that's my thought is like be a hunter, you know, Orion. And I got stars there. That kind of goes along with being a psychic. Sort of loosely, I know. And so yeah, that's kind of where I've kind of come out to. Is there anything else to it? Yeah, I'd like to have like just more details, little bits and bobs, a little bit more interesting color. And also, so I'm a writer. Yeah, thank you. I think it's a really good idea. I think it's got a lot of fun versatility. And part of the interesting thing to me is, and we've been doing this for like nearly an hour and a half. Longer than I expected that I'd be able to do this. So I'm a writer, and I want to actually write out my lore, like as a series of short stories. I've been working on it slowly, and I'd like to publish these, maybe on like Amazon, just so people can download it for like $1 or something. And I think that'd be really cool. Like, it's difficult to write because you gotta really focus on it, and focus is difficult. Time is difficult to come by. But I think that would be a really good thing to be supplemental to my to this streaming. It would not be like the character would mostly be me, but probably with a few tweaks here and there, kind of just as yeah. Read them on stream? Maybe? I think I'd rather, I guess a play, that really kind of loses some of the as a play that loses some of the aspect of it. Like writing a screenplay, that's kind of different, but maybe I would do like quick readings of like maybe a couple pages as like teasers, a little promotion, and but I think that could be really cool. I would really like to get some of these out there. Maybe a backstory like a book. Oh, I didn't know that he did that. I don't know. I'll keep that in mind. Getting it animated would be a lot more expensive. Like, Merryweather does all his own drawings, obviously. And so the animation kind of goes along with it. So he may get some help, but he does all his stuff on his own, and people pay him to do stuff for them. I don't think I'd want to be paying for that necessarily. Like, that's a bit more than I'd want. Oh, I think I missed that. Yeah, maybe I'll find that. So yeah, definitely more glowing, more hovering stuff, more color changing bits. And kind of the difficulty of it is that it's like a lot of it I feel I have to do with my hands that are all the way down here. A crotch. I'm sure he's got the VODs somewhere. There's no way that he'd make something like that and just let it disappear into the ether. So one thing that I think I didn't really quite say. Did I guess I'll kind of bring it up. Maybe get a little bit more emphasis. One thing, a reason I did not want to continue with the channel that it was at and just kind of rebrand as a VTuber is that I made this channel that had a decent following, but I knew that I wanted to change what exactly I was streaming. And if I had a ton of money, I'd make a million different models for a million different things, but maybe Duck. Duck. Oh, and also my first name. It's short for Cyrus, which, you know, is, actually just means, like, sun. So, sun, stars, all astrological. Astronomical. And also Psi is just, like, psychic, psionic powers, stuff like that. Simple as that. Slight play on words. But also, why I made a new channel as opposed to just continuing as a starting as VTuber on my old one, is that I already had like 800 something followers. Yeah, there you go, the deep lore. My name is actually Cyrus. My VTuber name is Cyrus. But, I mean, I figured, hey, my name is Cyrus. Just call me Cy. So, like, why would I need to actually just bring it up if it's always there? I think my only regret with the name is that there's another VTuber that's way more popular, like the cyborg VTuber guy that's named Cy. Like, Sayu. No, I get you. Thanks, man. It's crazy. Never would expect it. So, if I could redo my name, would I? I don't think so. I don't think anyone's gonna be... If I were to get a modicum more of popularity, would people be confusing me for Sayu? I don't think so. I think a lot of people just call him Sayu, so I think that's different enough. There are already like a million Natasha VTubers. I swear. Like, there's Yanners, and then there's, I think, like, another... Like, and they're all cat girls, too, I think. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah? You certainly won't. So, I didn't want to do, like, a 180. Like, it's one thing to become a VTuber from a channel that wasn't a VTuber before. But the thing is that my content has mostly changed, that I knew I didn't want the games that I had been streaming to be my primary thing. I didn't want, like, 800 people that started following my stream for one kind of content to all of a sudden, hey, it's now a minuscule to non-existent part of my stream. And I also wanted to start over in order to see how I'd grown, like to start over from the beginning and see how I could start new and build something from that. Yeah, cats, dragons are popular. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty... I'd say Omswell is a pretty good name. But yeah. That I wanted to start over and be able to measure my growth better. Like, I've only got a few carryovers from my old stream, and really only people that were consistent that I explicitly told, hey, I'm doing this new thing. This is where I'm streaming. Because I feel like there were so few people that watched that most people wouldn't care or even notice that I'm gone. The few people that would, I wanted to say something to. And say, that's how, like, DJ from earlier showed up. Yeah, it's like, I've run into a couple places where Cy Orion has already been taking his names. So I kind of have to use, like, Cy Orion VT for a couple things, like my email. I'm gonna need to get more water in a second. I wonder how many people have had, like, what's everyone's history of usernames for things? If we're counting this one, like, I had an email that was so long, it's such a niche reference to, like, Adult Swim cartoons, and it was so cumbersome that there was no point in using it as an email. It was stupid. I won't count that one. I don't even know if I really used that email. I would say that this is, like, counting Cy Orion, which not saying that the other stuff I've gotten rid of. This is basically my third username that I've used on things. And, like, the first one I don't use anymore. The second one I still use for personal things, like basically my personal YouTube, and occasionally back to that Twitch. And now I basically use this Twitch account for anytime I go to new streams. I only use the other Twitch viewership-wise on channels that I'm, like, known, places that I've been viewing for a long time, and that I'm kind of recognized, that I've been a subscriber to. And I think that just about covers everything. Does anyone else have any questions? Yo, Soul, how's it going, dude? The previous names, the precursor to this one? Yeah. That there is kind of a through line through all of my... through my names. They're all kind of video game related. I won't tell you what the other ones were, but, yeah. If anyone has any more questions about streaming, hey, thanks, dude. Yeah, we're working on it. It's getting that growth. Yeah. Old Sims 3 account. Man. So, is Sims 4, like, definitively better than Sims 3 at this point? Because I remember at Sims 4's launch, it was more bare than Sims 3. The Dark Shoto. Interesting. Edgy Street Fighter fanboy. I was cringe, but I was free. A lot of those, like, middle school to high school usernames, pretty cringe, man. A variation of your real name. Yeah, some people just like going with that, and that's totally respectable. I feel like that would be kind of a neat thing. If there aren't too many VTubers that are, like, their actual real-world selves. The only one that comes to mind at the moment is, like, Takahata. Soul Knight X. That's a solid one. Yeah, it turns into Solaris, yeah. There you go. It's recognizable. Hold on, I gotta turn on the light here. More refined and easier to add mods. Sims 3 is more open worldish. Okay. Definitely more open worldish without having to have a million billion. Like, I think you could actually spend $1,000 on all the DLC. Like, one YouTuber that I like, iSorrow Productions, does funny Sims 4 stuff, and he has bought every single piece of DLC, and I'm pretty sure it goes for like $1,000. Which is insane to me. Even though I've bought every piece of DLC for EU4, CK2, CK3, but there's far few of that recently, Solaris, Hearts of Iron 4. I've sunk a lot of money into Paradox games. Yeah, careful with the changing names on Twitch. The main DLCs for Sims 3. You gotta get the stuff on sale, man. Oh, we already listened to this one as well. We're just looping. Top April. Bana. Bana. Dana. Ba-da-da. Yeah, so anyone got any more questions as far as streaming, VTuber stuff, other things, like basically anything? This has been fun talking to you guys about this stuff. And they don't have to be big questions, they could be little things. Oh yeah, middle school usernames. I didn't really do anything on the internet in middle school because I think I was too nervous. I didn't even play any games online, like MMO or multiplayer. I never really played MMOs. I played a tiny bit of, a very tiny bit of RuneScape back in, like, middle school. But I thought the graphics were bad, which they kind of are, even back then. But, I mean, it's still got its charm. It's kind of boomeranged. TV in our days. Oh, dude. I feel like the most cringe thing I did was that one time I went on, like, a message board on Screw Attack and asked, like, I'm bored, what should I do? That was probably the worst thing that I did. And I kind of laughed at people that were like, ah, stupid, go do something. And that's really about that. I'm pretty sure that message boards are gone at this point. I think Screw Attack, or at least all its assets, belongs to Rooster Teeth. See how long they stick around. G-Man. Any words to my adoring fans? Thank you. Just for hanging out for however much or as little as you've been here, however long or short amount of time. That makes me, okay, like, Popo. Remind me, you followed me July 3rd, so that was actually quite, I wasn't even a whole month into streaming. Like, what was it that you found me at? Was it Minecraft? And was it just from, like, the search page? Like, the directory? So, I have unlimited points, so there. Yeah, I know, you showed up. Yeah, you followed March 5th, which must have been when I was playing Princess Maker in that March thing. Oh, you're looking for people that just started streaming? Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Like, going in the directory and finding smaller streamers. I really appreciate that. That, I did that a little bit, but it's kind of hard. Yeah, I know. You know, sometimes I kind of get down on seeing how much other people have grown where I haven't, and I kind of wonder what I can do better. What am I doing wrong? If I'm doing anything wrong. But it's a process. You know, some of it is getting lucky, maybe even a lot of it, or even most. But yeah, it's like, that's kind of sad that Twitch isn't better at supporting smaller streamers, because not even to toot my own horn, I'd like to think that I'm pretty good for how small my stream is. I'm sure there are tons of others that are fantastic streamers that just cannot get much momentum. And it's kind of sad. That you need to have, like, some sort of weird draw. You only, like, you have to play into trends. The playing into trends is hard too. Like, we already listened to this song, I know. Like, we've just been cycling here. Oh, I love this one. This is great. Yeah, it's like playing in the trends is hard because people kind of just want to go to the bigger streamers that already are doing the same thing that you're doing. I don't think there are many people that are like, hey, let me go watch this guy that has no viewers do the same thing as this person with 10,000. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's, like, I remember I saw someone yesterday, or the day before or something, like, on Twitch, on Twitter, make a little video that was like, we love clippers. I love it when you clip things. Clip things that you find are great. And I echo the sentiment so hard. That a good clip can send you from very few viewers to a lot more. Because it can kind of go viral. It's just really hard to stand out. Now, being a VTuber helps. And hurts. But It's yeah, like it's rough. It's like you fit into a niche, or the niche is too small. Like the niche is just so small that you really don't get much traction, and you can't let it get yourself down. You gotta work at stuff. No, don't think of it as self-indulgent. Like, if you have the time and desire to do it, absolutely do it. It's a utility for your sake. I don't do it because I don't really have the time. If I'm not doing something more important, I want to relax. Like, I just want to chill and do other... I have a million more important things and a million less important things, and I'd rather do both. Both the things that I should and need to do, and the things that I want to do so that I don't make myself go insane from all the things I have to do. So it's rough. I'm happy with what I've got, like all you guys hanging out right now. It would be wonderful if I could become partner, that'd be fantastic. Or even just have even just like averaging double digits. I'm sure there are places where you can fit. I mean, the thing is that it's work for people to clip things on their own. Because it is legit one of the best ways you can support a streamer. And sometimes your viewers don't know what the hell is good and what's not. Like, you probably have a better idea of something interesting than your viewers. Dude, yeah, consistent 2 viewers. That's honestly hard. Like, I've got a website that I should look at more often. Don't obsess with numbers. Like, according to this website, I average 6. Which is cool. Alright. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out, man. This website. Useful tool. Twitch tracker. You can look up any streamer. You can look up me. You can look up yourself. You can look up, alright, top streams of the week. The Game Awards. Edenros. Asmongold. Dolls. XQC. I know of XQC. Dream League, I know of that. Up live channels. Asmongold. He's the one of those top streamers of the week. Got Shroud down there. Do I know any of these other guys? Moon. He's got really good emotes. Emiru. She's cool. Extremely pretty. I've not actually watched her stream much, I don't think. Yeah. Hey, there you go. You're already as good as I am at it. I'd like to thank the Academy. Yeah, it's really... You need to think of it as just the streaming first. That you are there for playing the game, and you happen to be streaming it. That's a good way to look at it I'd say from the beginning. And then you kind of maybe move up on those rungs of like, alright, I want to grow. I want to become an affiliate. I want to make it a side hustle, maybe. Then maybe, like, you take one step at a time. You can't start at the top of the ladder, or else you're just gonna fall. You can't jump rungs of expectations, I'd say. Because you're gonna fall, and you're gonna hit your face, and you're gonna cry. Like me. Baby steps, exactly. Yeah, so if anybody else has any more thoughts or questions, yeah, moved on to maybe some smaller baby steps. Yeah, any last questions, thoughts? It's been fun talking to you guys. Been doing this for like an hour and 45 minutes. About what's next? Oh man, what is? So I really want to focus on doing a lot of retro games this summer. Maybe get a bit better at starting earlier, like at 7 o'clock Central Time, when I have the time. Like, you know, for monster hunting, I'm generally busy until later in the evening, so except on weekends. So trying to, like, on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, stream at 7 o'clock if I can. And then, like, I would like to get a new model, but that's a very long process. I'd honestly be surprised if I could get it completely done and ready by the new year, because we're getting close to, like, halfway through 2022. More likely maybe a re-debut for my Streamiversary next year. I may be able to get better rigging relatively soon. Possibly. A friend of mine, my friend Genta, had been working on, like, she's been working on rigging stuff, like doing her own kind of stuff. So I think that if she puts the effort into it, it could be a lot better than what I've got right now. Yeah, re-debut, like, I'd say 6 months tentatively. More realistically, maybe 12. You can stream later in the day. Yeah, like, I'd love to watch your streams, man, but, like, 10 a.m. is not good for me. I might need to check out VODs, though. I'd like to do that. Maybe invest in, like, soundproofing. Ah, yeah. Otherwise, what's next? I would really like to do multiplayer CK3, which I think would be really good for meeting new people. Like, Thermologist was here. That I talked to him a while ago. A new door before soundproofing, yeah. I love this song. Yeah, like, getting that multiplayer thing going. If I could just meet more people, I think that'd be really good. That'd be really nice. Like, maybe more... If I could have at least, like, a bi-weekly... Or, like, twice a month doing collabs, I think that'd be really nice. Maybe even weekly. Possibly. That's probably a bit much. Maybe 2 to 3 times a month. That'd be really neat. Like, really... If I would like to grow and find better ways that I can grow. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Like, I think if I start up a server, I might look into how we can do that. Like, just for the community. And that, but also, if we could do, like, hardcore ones, like maybe where you have more, like, a stricter goal, I think that'd be cool. Yeah, some kind of... It's a big if. Money's always an issue. Okay. But, yeah, I think I am, any last thoughts, questions? I'd love to hear them. If not, I will take a break and then get more water, and then I think I'll come back with some Psychonauts. Celebrate the summer camp fun. Alright. Quench up, take a break. Alright. I'll be back in just a little bit, and we'll be playing some Psychonauts. See you then!